Welcome to the playtest. Your starting location here, you have a bunch of zone modules creating this gray square. You can right click these shapes to see what they are. Thing on the left is a storage where you start with minimal resources. Up here you have a fuel tank and a battery. You can right click inside the zone to build, and the size of the shape is dependent on how zoomed in you are. You can click on a shape to highlight it, and then you can click again to drag it around. You can also click and drag the pink circle to resize. Have the storage open at the same time, you can see that the resources are taken immediately. You can delete shapes and then you get everything back. So how do you get more resources? Zooming out, there are boulders on the surface. Here's a 29 kilo pure 116 scrap. We have a 76 kilo 92 scrap and 10 iron boulder. You can see we also have buried boulders. We can right click to focus on these shapes, letting us move around the planet. And then you can see we have more boulders over here. So returning to the zone, you can see that the zone square is gone. You have to activate it by focusing one of the zones. And you're not allowed to build outside the zone. You can also click escape and press new game, and this gives you an entirely new random scenario. There's also the miner to the right here. If you manage to bring power and storage, you can toggle it on, and it's gonna consume the power to dig up these buried boulders here. So for example, if I turn on God mode, a storage battery, a storage and a functional solar panel. Now you gotta see where the sun is. You can zoom out, and resuming the game, we can see that this solar panel is now filling up with power here. So we could actually turn this on. You can see we now have 14 iron, 29 iron, but if there happen to be any fuel boulders down here, it would not be able to get that unless you build a fuel tank. To make the miner work, you gotta bring out each module, but you also have to weld them to the miner. To weld shapes outside of the zone, you can build a functional welder. This one requires power. If you put the circle so that it touches two shapes, then you can activate it either with the keybind or just press this button. Toggle on and toggle off. It's gonna weld those shapes together if they are touching. So to build your first contraption to hopefully bring some more boulders home, I would suggest you can build gyroscopes for wheels. You can control these with A and D. Simply a battery for the body. Select both of these shapes with control click. You right click one of them, and then you can create a pivot joint, and you put this in the middle of the wheel. Same for the other wheel. Right click the battery to fill it up with the power you have up here. If we resume the game and we focus on the car, you can control the car with A and D. So I would be careful leaving here without creating a ramp of sorts or having a very large car, up to you. Let me just cheat and put the car back. You can turn on God mode as well with the G button. All the keybinds, if you press escape, are in the controls list, and then you gotta focus the zone to be able to build again. Just create a little shape here to help us with the step. Let the fall out. We can push it out a bit. Perhaps you'll make like an arm, and we attach those together, and then we select these two shapes and we create a powered pivot joint, and then maybe we make it rotate around this point. Try to save often. You can control the pivot joint with Q and E. Some speed. Too slow. There we go. Oh no, my boulder! Oh. Well, that works. If we focus on the zone now, we can move the boulder around just fine, and we can delete it to get these 11 iron. We cannot interact with the car because it's not entirely inside the zone. Thank you for being part of the playtest, and have fun.